Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki and his wife made a money management mistake that ultimately ended their marriage. This is a mistake that a lot of couples make, so I want to help you avoid making the same mistake in your relationship. Managing money in a relationship can be hard. Maybe you are the person in your relationship that desires saving and financial stability, but your partner rather spend. This could leave you in a constant state of anxiety. Maybe you have a partner that is using money as a way to control the relationship, which can leave you feeling oppressed and unappreciated. Or maybe debt stresses you out, but you have a partner that's fine borrowing more and more money, leading to tension in your relationship. Whatever your situation, just know that you are not alone. Most couples have difficulty managing money at some point in their relationship. According to Fidelity's 2024 Couples and Money Study, 45% of partners argue about money at least occasionally, and 25% of couples identify money as their greatest relationship challenge. And that's why I made this video. In this video, I'll share an old interview with Robert Kiyosaki and his wife talking about how they manage their finances. Then I'll break down where they went wrong so that money doesn't end your relationship. This one money management tip will help you have a healthier, happier relationship. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Craig Bailey. I'm a licensed financial advisor, and I created Financial Seeds to give you a Bible-based approach to financial freedom. And before I get started, if you find any value in this video, just take a second and tap the like button so together we can help this video reach more people and hopefully be a blessing to someone else. Over the years, I've learned a lot from Robert Kiyosaki on how to be a better investor. In fact, his books Rich Dad Poor Dad and Increase Your Financial IQ are two of my favorites. But when a financial expert's advice contradicts the timeless wisdom from the Bible, then they're wrong. Check out this video from over a decade ago of Robert and Kim talking about how they manage finances in their relationship.
Money, and without her, I would never have completed a lot of my work because she was she is the strength behind me. And I fell back on her many times. I know she didn't marry me for my money, but she has really earned the right. She has her own corporation. She has her own accounts. She doesn't need me to take care of her. And I think that's really the freedom of the whole thing here. I think that's what her message is.
It's so true, because when I really understood investing and understood how to make my money work for me, one of the greatest gifts is I no longer needed Robert. And he didn't want me to need him. I desperately wanted him, but I didn't need him. And so what happened is the relationship got so much stronger because we got to choose to be together just because we wanted to be together.
Now, listen to this recent interview of Robert Kiyosaki talking about why they got a divorce.
My wife left me.
Oh, previous one or current one?
Current one, 35 years. I've had enough of your bullshit. It hurt about 3 years ago. When you have as much money as she does, she doesn't need you anymore. She is a rich woman. So the same thing my wife says, I don't need you anymore, bye.
The statement, husband and wife shall become one flesh, is repeated 4 times in the Bible. It's recorded in the 2nd chapter of Genesis. It's stated by Jesus and recorded in Matthew and Mark. Then it was repeated again by the Apostle Paul in his letter to the Ephesians. This phrase was so important that it was mentioned by God, Jesus, and the Apostle Paul. Yet, far too many couples let money divide them instead of using it as a tool to bring them closer. When you're married and you're discussing money with your partner, if you are using words like my and mine, then there's something broken. The goal is to get to the point where you are both using the words we and ours to refer to money coming in and out of your household. This is not just a cute suggestion. This is what God intended. And when we do things God's way, we always have more success, more joy, and more peace. There was research done by Indiana University's Kelley School of Business. It points out that married couples that manage their money together are happier, they fight less about money, and they feel better about how household finances are handled. Managing your money together starts with a plan. You must have one cash flow plan for your household that's created together. Proverbs 21:5 tells us that good planning and hard work lead to prosperity. Today, there are millions of marriages that have ended because of money. People that have spent years together, raising children, creating a home, building a legacy that ultimately ended because of fights about money. The sad reality is that most of these couples never even took this first step to simply create a unified plan for their finances. Now, I understand coming together and creating this plan is not always easy. Sometimes we have a partner that is not interested in working together on a budget. There's no need to fight about it. Remember, the most important virtue in your marriage is love, not money. In love, share with your spouse why this is important to you. Share what this means for your household. Then give it to God in prayer. I also understand sometimes it can seem almost impossible to agree on priorities. So you might just end up going back and forth about what should be included in the budget and what shouldn't. Again, have grace and try to have these conversations in love. You are not wrong. Your partner is not wrong. We all have reasons that are rooted in strong emotions that lead us to spend money the way we do. Even the Bible reminds us that how we spend money is linked to what is in our hearts. So be patient. Remember, if this process is difficult, this is not a challenge you need to carry alone. Welcome God into your situation. Lean on Him. Don't burden yourself with trying to change things that are out of your control. From there, remember that with God, all things are possible and that prayer is more powerful than worry. Pray that God gives you wisdom as you develop your plan. Ask God to help you show one another grace as you work through this together, and pray that God blesses your plan. Today, I want to encourage you to work with your spouse to create a household cash flow plan. This should be a detailed cash flow plan that is in a format that works for your household. This plan should account for all sources of income and all expenses. When you complete this plan, it may shock you to realize that you might be spending a lot more than you make. And this ultimately is why most households fall into debt, and this is why this step is so important. Work together to find ways to increase your income and decrease your expenses until you are bringing in more than you're spending. Doing this is about more than money. Taking your household out of the vulnerable state, constantly relying on debt, is spiritual work. This is why 1 Timothy 5:8 says, anyone who does not provide for their relatives, especially their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. If you want to see more inspirational videos on a Bible-based approach to financial freedom, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for taking the time to check out this video, and may God bless you on your financial journey.